And look, I've got to say the King and Queen may be in Rome, but they just can't escape the ongoing scandals surrounding Prince Andrew, can they? You've written in the Mirror today what a stain it has been to have led up to this visit to the Holy See and an historic meeting with the Pope to face more scandal concerning his disgraced brother Prince Andrew. Do you think that this trip, while obviously very significant, has actually been overshadowed by Prince Andrew's ongoing indiscretions?
I don't think there's anything that they can say otherwise, whether that's the palace or indeed politicians looking into it. You know, the fact that members of Parliament in London are discussing the affairs of the royal family tells you that we are living in quite bizarre times, because certainly this scandal from Prince Andrew and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein has been going on for many, many years. And I think what the palace tried to do last week was certainly to draw a line under it, but it's done anything but. What we've had is 4 or 5 days of front page headlines, commentary about the finances of the royal family, questions over Prince Andrew's use of Royal Lodge, which is a 30-room mansion in the grounds of Windsor Great Park, and certainly how on earth he has afforded this luxury lifestyle that he's leaded, and why that has sort of moved on for his associations with Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, and so on. So very, very unwelcome news for Buckingham Palace and the King, and the commentary surrounding the visit to the Vatican, which was supposed to be this huge, momentous historic event, was overshadowed, unfortunately.
Well, you mentioned there that MPs are talking about it. I find this extraordinary because they're pushing for an inquiry into Prince Andrew's residence at Royal Lodge, where he has lived for more than 20 years without paying rent. Even Prime Minister Keir Starmer has indicated that he's open to MPs actually questioning Andrew in person. Russell, could we see a situation where Prince Andrew is hauled in front of a committee?
Well, indeed, certainly that the Public Accounts Committee could bring him in. That would be very, very embarrassing, not only for Andrew. We've seen how he performs under pressure in interviews after that infamous BBC Newsnight interview. So the royal family will not want him anywhere near a public camera. But that isn't the only problem for Prince Andrew and the rest of the family, because after relinquishing these titles, the sense of public revulsion over not only his living arrangements, but the fact he is still essentially front and centre. He's still popping up at events for the royal family. But the Metropolitan Police are now looking into claims that he had used his position to smear his sex abuse accuser Virginia Giuffre in conjunction with Jeffrey Epstein. So not only had he lied in the interview by saying that he cut off contact with Epstein, he was actively trying to smear her. So that is a huge problem for Andrew and the royal family. Could he be involved in a police investigation? Could he be hauled in for questioning by the police as well as MPs? It's certainly very interesting to see what the next developments will be.
Wow, it sounds like a complete mess and just more complete and utter embarrassment for the royal family. Meanwhile, Russell, a friend of Sarah Ferguson has revealed that she's on the cusp of a nervous breakdown as her daughters are being dragged into the scandal over her association with Jeffrey Epstein. What more can you tell us?
Well, of course, this situation has affected Sarah Ferguson. She's been forced to relinquish her titles. I think it's quite unfortunate, that we have to discuss people's mental health in all of this, because it will no doubt take a huge effect on the people involved and those around them. They've got a family to think about. Their daughters haven't said anything. They've been rallying around the family, but what is next for Sarah and Andrew? I mean, do the public want to see them disappear from public view? Yes, I think so. I think that certainly Andrew will have to explain himself. The King has tried to move him on from Royal Lodge. He understands that the damage this is doing to the monarchy. And if Andrew and Sarah, who are still living together in this grace and favour mansion, were to just slip off into the distance and not be heard from again, it's probably best for all parties.
I think at this point, you're absolutely right. Best to just go quietly at this point. Russell Myers, nice to see you as always. Thanks very much for joining me on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you.